The Rough Riders were a renowned volunteer cavalry regiment officially designated as the first United States Volunteer Cavalry, created in 1898 during the Spanish-American War, a conflict triggered by the explosion of the USS Maine and America's desire to support Cuban independence from Spanish colonial rule. The regiment was co-founded by Colonel Leonard Wood, a respected Army surgeon, and Theodore Roosevelt, who left his influential post as Assistant Secretary of the Navy because he felt a personal obligation to serve in combat. The unit was composed of an extraordinarily diverse group of men drawn from different walks of life. Among them were cowboys from the Western Territories, hunters and outdoorsmen, prospectors and miners, former soldiers, Texas Rangers, New York policemen, Ivy League athletes, and well-connected gentlemen eager to prove themselves in battle. This eclectic combination reflected the spirit of American individualism and adventure that characterized the era. Training took place in San Antonio, Texas, where the men had to quickly learn military discipline, rifle marksmanship, and cavalry tactics, despite the fact that many had never served in any formal military unit. The regiment was supposed to serve as mounted troops, but due to chaotic logistics and insufficient transport space, they were forced to leave most of their horses behind when they sailed from Tampa, Florida, to Cuba. Only a few officers, including Roosevelt, brought horses, which meant the Rough Riders effectively became infantrymen once they landed near Daiquiri, Cuba, in late June 1898. Soon after arriving, they faced the harsh tropical climate, poor rations, disease, and difficult terrain. Their first engagement came at the Battle of Las Guasimas on June 24, where they successfully pushed Spanish forces back in a fierce firefight through dense jungle. However, their most famous action occurred on July 1 during the assault on San Juan Heights, which included Kettle Hill and San Juan Hill, strategic positions overlooking the city of Santiago. Roosevelt, who had been promoted to lieutenant colonel after Wood's advancement to brigade command, led the Rough Riders in a dramatic uphill charge under heavy Spanish gunfire. He is famously remembered for riding his horse, Little Texas, partway up Kettle Hill before dismounting and encouraging his men forward with pistol in hand. The Rough Riders, along with African-American soldiers from the 10th Cavalry, known as the Buffalo Soldiers, and other regular Army regiments, managed to capture the heights after intense fighting, securing a critical American victory that helped force the Spanish surrender of Santiago. After the battle, the Rough Riders endured more hardship as malaria and yellow fever spread through the ranks, and many men became seriously ill before returning to the United States. Once they arrived home, they were celebrated as national heroes, and their exploits were widely covered in newspapers, fueling popular enthusiasm for American expansion overseas. Theodore Roosevelt wrote a best-selling memoir, The Rough Riders, which vividly recounted their experiences and further burnished his image as a fearless leader, ultimately propelling him to the governorship of New York and then the vice presidency. Although the regiment was formally disbanded in September 1898, its legacy endured as a powerful symbol of American bravery, volunteer spirit, and the rugged determination of citizen soldiers who answered the call to arms in a time of war. The story of the Rough Riders remains an enduring part of American military history and the mythology surrounding Theodore Roosevelt's rise to prominence.